So we're going to talk about 3 innovative cosmetic training ideas to elevate your team expertise.
Yeah, so we will start with live coaching and peer sessions, which is really part of the social learning approach, just to address real-time support and to boost confidence and skill with this approach.
Yeah, so this is really important because training shouldn't stop after the module ends, right? So how can you have live coaching? How can you introduce peer-to-peer sessions and kind of add that human touch that really reinforces learning and kind of builds that confidence? So you want to have like maybe short focused coaching calls or have different people interact with each other. And I think that chance to also not only receive a learning, it's kind of like one directional, but also really go back and ask questions, ask product questions, ask advice, tips. I think this can really boost the confidence as well of your sales employees.
Yes, and they could also get direct feedback, right? So yeah, if you're talking to your manager or like a peer, then you can really exchange perspectives. So it really, let's say, adds this cherry on top when you think of learning how to sell different products and cosmetics.
No, absolutely. And of course, for that, you do need to look at platforms that support, for example, video or audio role plays, or that allow peer-to-peer tip sharing, or maybe like video interactions, or allow online sessions to be scheduled as well so that the team can really grow together. You also want to maybe sometimes have an in-person learning experience. So we're very much, of course, e-learning focused, but I think e-learning is not complete without some level of in-person coaching, because that blend of like expert guidance and team collaboration really like strengthens, right? Both the individual performance, but also the collective excellence.
Yes, definitely. Yes, so to summarize this point is that peer-to-peer learning really provides real-time support during product launches or campaign rollouts, and also strengthens sales techniques with expert or peer feedback.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of encourages this continuous improvement as well through collaborative learning, and really builds the confidence and connection across teams, which is really valuable, especially in retail, because it kind of makes your training more dynamic and personalized. And of course, as we always say, human. So another key thing and a fun idea that we were looking at for cosmetic retail training is really embedded learning. So making training a part of the everyday retail rhythm.
Yes, I think the best learning shouldn't feel like training. It should really feel like part of the job. So, it's like really an essential part of your daily work, and that you don't feel, let's say, obliged to do it, but that you're really, let's say, engaged and really happy to incorporate that. And by embedding micro learning moments, it's actually possible, because then cosmetic teams stay sharp without stepping away from the floor.
And so what does it mean? Concretely, you could think about things like morning stand-up quizzes or flash learnings every week, or recaps, or even QR codes on like tester stands or things like that, where the employees are really easily engaging with different content. Really, it's all about keeping the product knowledge fresh. So really making sure it really fits in seamlessly, basically, with their retail life, and that they can directly apply it on the shop floor as well. But very importantly, without overwhelming the team. So just to summarize, it's really important to reinforce knowledge in small, consistent doses. Also, you want to turn downtime or routine moments into kind of like a little training touch point. This is always really great.
Yes, definitely. And it also increases product recall with repeated exposure, but also encourages a learning culture without disrupting operations. So it's really part of your daily work.
Yeah, and just really using real-world tools. So whether it's QR codes, quick slides, or instant access, where basically the employee can really have a quick link to a product video or product information without having to search a lot through a lesson or the entire LMS. So all about that just-in-time learning as well.
Exactly. I think like embedding learning into the daily routine really allows the beauty advisors to really get into the training seamlessly and really, in a very engaging way.
So the third idea to really engage your cosmetic retail staff is also to recognize creative applications. So reward what the learners do and not just what they know. So For example, great retail training really goes beyond quizzes and completions. It really inspires like real change on the shop floor, and you can also really try to implement that and track that.
Yes, so by tracking how advisors apply what they've learned with the clients, brands can spotlight true impact. And I think this is really a key highlight of learning process, right? So, for example, did a tip from this week's module help close a sale? Or did someone try a new approach that led to a great client momentum? Those are the questions that you can really ask yourself and then really reward what did they do based on what they use.
Definitely, you want to celebrate those wins, right? I think micro rewards, shout outs, or even, things like leaderboard points for the creative use of like training or encouraging really teams to think beyond the theory and really bring it to learning in day-to-day life, I think is just really great, because I think it shows the value of learning for the employees, for the top management. Once we see it's really being translated to real life sales and real life also work satisfaction, I think that's where for a lot of us e-learning becomes a lot more valuable and tangible as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so in summary, a few things you can do is really shift the focus from passive learning to real world results and situations, and really encourage the use of training content with clients. So to really say, how are you going to use what you learn and apply what you learn and share that new knowledge with clients as well.
Yeah, and it also helps building a culture of continuous improvement and creativity, but also boosting motivation with recognition and micro incentives, which is a super fun add-on. And I think it also helps identifying high impact training moments and best practices. So to really highlight those parts, as you mentioned before, right? So e-learning is really then part of their daily work, and it's like super engaging and super rewarding in the end if you can really use that live.
Yeah, absolutely. So in conclusion, I think it's really about making the learnings really applicable in real life. I think that's one of the key ones. And of course, the other 2 points, the embedded learning and really the life and peer-to-peer coaching, were really key.
Yes, definitely. So highlighting the real impact, life situations, it's highly important in cosmetics retail training to really reinforce the message through learning.
No, absolutely. So we hope these tips were useful, these ideas were useful, and feel free to follow more videos if you're gaining some knowledge and learning out of this.